Hi, everyone. Welcome to another live stream or podcast episode. Today, I want to talk to you about receiving feedback. And, it's really hard receiving feedback or receiving constructive criticism. It's hard not knowing, no one wants to know that they're not perfect. It's hard knowing that you're doing something wrong. It's normal, it's human to feel butthurt when someone tells you you're doing something wrong or you could be doing something better. And it's hard to not personalize it. Your ego takes a real hit. And we often feel resistance when we're criticized. I've been in the DMs a lot lately on my Instagram and talking to all of you. And a lot of you tell me that because you're naturally a quiet person, people misunderstand you. People make assumptions about you. People have said that you're dumb, you're boring, you're stupid. And I've gotten those criticisms too long ago when I was always struggling to engage and make a strike a engaging conversation. I would be quiet, standing in the corner, and people would assume that I'm boring, I'm rude, I'm stuck up. I had a client who just said to me recently that after people get to know her, they tell her that, "Oh, you're so friendly and kind and warming, but initially I thought you were rude and stuck up and standoffish." That was the impression that she gave off to people. But after they get to know her, they realize that she's the complete opposite of that. Now, of course, part of it, to be justified, people should not prematurely judge others. Absolutely. They need to take the time to get to know you and raise your hand if, how many of us are guilty of prematurely judging people. I know I'm guilty of it. I'm not perfect. I do it sometimes, and it's something I'm still working on. Now, of course, but I have a very unpopular opinion about receiving feedback or constructive criticism, or when someone says something unfavorable about you, that you're rude, you're dumb, you're boring, um, standoffish, and this is it. Receiving feedback is a gift. It is a gift. Receiving feedback is a freaking gift. It is a priceless gift. It is priceless to know what you are doing wrong. It is priceless to know that, when I receive feedback, I can now start thinking differently. I can start taking actions differently. I still get butt hurt. My ego still takes a hit. I'm not gonna, shy away from that. But I choose to respond to my reaction differently. So I don't go into my head and my thoughts go, oh, I'm a failure. I'll never get better. I'll never be perfect. Instead, I choose to respond differently. I choose to think to myself, thank goodness. Thank goodness someone told me that, for example, I need to smile more in conversations, or I need to speak louder in a louder volume because I come across with a very quiet voice. I sound like a timid mouse, or people actually cannot hear me. So they do not value what I have to say because they can't hear me. I could have wasted another 6 months, a year, maybe 5 years, making the same mistakes over and over and over again and not even knowing it. But thank goodness I received feedback or constructive criticism that will save me time so I can improve my conversation skills and my people skills in the right direction. So today I want to give you one piece of really hard feedback that I received in the past and that you can absolutely benefit from. This was several years ago when I was in nursing school, and it was my first or second year. And if you've never been in nursing school is incredibly overwhelming. And if you're a nurse or you're in nursing school, you have my respect. You have my utmost respect. In nursing school, I was stressed out. I was learning so much about medications, diseases, how to take a physical exam, take vital signs, what they all mean. I was studying every night. I was taking exams every week, and I was doing rotations, clinical rotations at the hospital, working with real nurses and real patients. And when you're in nursing school, there's a saying goes, You feel like you're drinking out of a fire hydrant because so much information is coming out of at you before and you can't absorb it all at once. So it's very overwhelming. And when I get overwhelmed, I get quiet. That's just my natural reaction. When I get overwhelmed, I get quiet. I get nervous and I get scared to ask questions because I don't want to appear stupid. I don't want to appear like I'm dumb. But in nursing, we also have a saying there is no such thing as a dumb question. I mean, it might be a saying in other places too, but especially in nursing, especially in medicine, it's very true. Because if you're not asking questions to things you don't know about, it can be very dangerous to patients and people can get hurt or patients can die. So, anyway, back to the story. So, I'm working a 12-hour shift as a nursing student, and it's a night shift. So, we're talking 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. Yes, those are long, long nights. And I'm on the med surge floor. So we're seeing patients who are hospitalized for whatever reason. And I'm shadowing a nurse or a nurse preceptor. And I'm helping her cover 5 patients for the night. And she sends me to take vital signs like blood pressure, pulse, check their oxygen levels, do a physical exam, and document this in the patient's chart. They have a chart that we keep the documentation in. And I think one patient's blood pressure is a little bit high than normal, like out of the ordinary. And I write it down and I wonder, should I tell the nurse about this? But I can't find her. I cannot find her for the life of me. I don't know. I have no idea where she went. I don't know. She might be dispensing medications in the medication room, which is locked up. Students can't go in there. Or maybe she's in the middle of a procedure, or maybe she's consulting with one of the doctors with one of her patients. I have no idea. I can't find her. And in the meantime, my instructor from nursing school and my fellow nursing classmates are getting ready to get some dinner in the cafeteria. It's like almost midnight. I'm starving and I would love to eat dinner. So I'm overwhelmed. I'm nervous. I'm quiet. I'm scared. I'm afraid to ask questions. So instead of asking the other nurses at the nurse's station if they knew where my nurse preceptor was, instead of asking questions and voicing my thoughts, I tuck the patient documents in my personal folder and I head off to the cafeteria with my classmates for dinner. And during dinner, I'm, happily eating and chatting with my nursing classmates, what we've seen, what we've done that night. And my teacher taps me on the shoulder. And I turn around and oh my gosh, it's my teacher and my nurse preceptor. And she doesn't look happy. So she looks pretty angry, I'll be honest. So luckily, she's respectful and polite enough to pull me into the hallway to speak to me privately instead of in front of my classmates and my teacher. And she doesn't yell at me, but she's very, very blunt. She's very blunt. She asks me, where's my patient documentation with their vital signs, with their physical exam notes. And she says, you cannot walk away with patient documentation in your personal bag on your person. You have to leave it in the chart. So anyone else who needs, like the doctor, the other nurses, social workers, whoever can access it. And I immediately apologize and I admit I didn't know where to find her. I didn't want it getting lost. So that's why I kept it with me. And she said, I should have asked where she was. There's no such thing as a dumb question. And if I don't ask questions or voice my thoughts, other people will assume things about me, such as I'm dumb, I don't care about my patient safety, or I don't care about being a good nurse. If I don't take ownership of the perception I give off other people, then other people will fill in the blank with their assumptions. And that's just human nature. It's completely human nature. And as a nurse, if I don't speak up, I'm going to get bad references and I will not get a job anywhere. That's what she told me. And wow, that sat with me all night long. It sat with me all night long. I still think about that feedback. Like it's followed me for the last, how long has it been? Like probably 10 plus years. And, at the time I was really butthurt. I was really hurt. My ego took a hit. I cried in the bathroom for a good 15, 20 minutes to myself because I was so hurt that night before returning to my shift. But I was so incredibly thankful that she told me that. I was so incredibly thankful for that feedback because I could have gone off and completed nursing school, passed my national board exam, became a registered nurse, and started practicing as a nurse and gone never speak up and never voice my thoughts, never ask questions, and I could eventually have gotten fired or worse, I could have hurt or killed a patient. And so I'm so glad she gave me that feedback. She saved me years of struggle and hardship. And so today, 10 plus years later, I'm a nurse practitioner now, and I'm not afraid to speak up. If something seems off in my gut, I speak up about it. And so, I see patients in a clinic, in an ambulatory clinic, like daytime, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. But if something seems off, if I have a patient who their blood pressure is very, very low or very, very high, where they could have a stroke, if they seem dizzy, if something's off, I send them to the ER. No questions. I don't hesitate to speak up my mind. And that's the thing about luck is that it may seem like I'm lucky. Like, Nicole, the stars just aligned and you have so much confidence and courage to speak up now, to voice your thoughts, to articulate yourself in conversations. And the truth is, I'm not lucky. I'm not lucky. My ability to speak up, it is not a success by accident. I am not a success by accident. My ability to speak up is a skill I have been preparing for the last 10 years to get to this point. That's how success works. It's preparation meets opportunity. And I don't know when the next opportunity will be, but I plan to be ready for the next one and the next one after that. And so when your moment comes, I hope you're ready. I hope you're prepared. I hope when your next opportunity comes, it feels like second nature to speak up, to strike an engaging conversation, to engage in small talk, and to articulate yourself well. I even hope that one day people look at you and think, you are so lucky. You got so lucky. And the whole time you were just preparing for this moment, for this opportunity. And so if you struggle in conversations, if you struggle with articulating yourself well in conversations, if you struggle with voicing your thoughts in a captivating way that magically makes friends, if you want different results from what you've been getting, then I would challenge you to be around the people to then I want you to be around people who will challenge you and who will stretch you. And, you can read books, you can watch YouTube videos, you can listen to podcasts like this one, you can even hire a coach. If that's what it takes, then do that. And if you apply to work with me in Socially Awkward Bootcamp, you can be excited because I will personally coach you and give you live constructive feedback in every live call. I care about you immensely. I know life is hard in general as it is. Life is just full of so many hardships, so many difficulties, so many struggles. And I want having a conversation the last thing you have to worry about because you have bigger fish to fry in the rest of your life. And so in Socially Awkward Bootcamp, I will give you live constructive feedback during every live call. What that means for you is that you are constantly improving your conversation skills by 1%. You get to practice your conversation skills, put them to the tests, receive constructive feedback, all in a safe space. No time is wasted. You know you're practicing the right things. You know you're going in the right direction. So I challenge you to be excited to be better. And that's the culture here at Socially Awkward Bootcamp. It's an environment for deliberate practice, deliberate repetitions. It's just like imagine you're a seed planted in the ground and a tiny seed planted in the ground, you need the right nourishment to feed and fuel your growth. You need the right fertilizer, you need water, sunlight, and time. And taking action, gaining momentum, receiving thoughtful, constructive feedback and encouragement are what it takes to become that articulate conversationalist, that deep rooted oak tree that you are made to be. Because that is the type of person that other people want to be around. People want to be around other people who are excited about life, who have that intangible energy about them that that there's something about them that's just so exciting to be around. And so that's what Social Awkward Bootcamp can provide for you. 12 weeks of focus and patience can put you 5 years ahead in life. You are unique, you are valuable, and you are absolutely invited to have that reality in your life. Whew, all right. We are good. That is it for the podcast episode. Let me just stop recording this. Oh my gosh. I'm always so nervous recording the podcast. Oh my goodness. All right. Who's still here on the live stream? Miss Holly. Hi. Hi, Brian. Hell no 1131. Thanks for all coming in. I really appreciate you. It's like 10 o'clock at night. It's kind of late if you're on Pacific time, but I appreciate that. All right. So after I record the podcast, I usually look at the questions to see if there's any like questions. If you have any like coaching questions, I'm always here to provide free coaching. If you come during the live stream, I appreciate your time here and I always want to answer your questions and provide as much value as I can. I don't see any questions on the YouTube live stream or the Instagram live stream. So I guess most people are probably sleeping right now. Sorry, it's so late to be recording this. All right. I'm going to sign off since I don't see any questions. But if you have any questions, please feel free to send me a DM on Instagram. I'm there all the time. I'm always active in my DMs. I want to help you. I want to I'm here to support you, to serve you in feeling more at ease and having conversations so you can magically make friends. All right, everyone. Take care. See ya.